Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, CITGO.
In the delicate arena of compliance, every conversation matters. Traditional methods can leave callers feeling unheard, but CITGO changes the game. Our empathetic interview technique reshapes compliance calls into powerful, compassionate interactions, ensuring no crucial detail is missed. It's about creating a conversation that matters, that resonates, that makes a difference. Be the change in your compliance approach. See the transformation for yourself at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo, try our free ROI calculator, and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, The ROI of Compliance.
The Daily Compliance News for July 2024, the Mom Loses Diamonds edition. And we begin with that story from Bloomberg, which reports that one MDB fugitive, Jho Low, must forfeit his mom's flawless diamonds as part of his loot that he stole with the money he purloined from the 1MDB fund. The Justice Department said in a statement it will recover the assets worth $85 million in a forfeiture order issued by a Los Angeles federal judge on Monday. This will bring the government's total recovery from the international money laundering, embezzlement, and bribery scheme to $1.4 billion. Next up, from Reuters, finally some good news for CITGO, as it said it had been awarded more than $340 million in damages and interest by a U.S. court in a bribery probe. A U.S. District Court in the Southern District of Texas held that CITGO's former contractor, Petroleum Logistics Service, and its founder liable for fraud, breach of contract, and violations of RICO. The refiner had launched litigation against these parties, citing that they had tried to bribe corruptly secure contracts with the company and its Venezuelan parent, the most corrupt company, PDVSA, through bribes. PSL and several affiliated companies paid millions to then CITGO employees and to PDVSA. So, good news for CITGO. Hopefully PDVSA won't steal the money. Next up, from the Ohio Capital Journal, the citizens of the great state of Ohio are still paying for FirstEnergy's bribery and corruption of $60 million. This is just unbelievable that FirstEnergy is forcing the citizens of Ohio to basically pay for its intentional acts in allowing itself to be bribed to pass legislation on behalf, or rather to pay for legislation which benefited it. And now the citizens of Ohio continue to pay for the actions of FirstEnergy. And the final story comes to us from the Washington Post, which reports that a career Pentagon official who had a romantic relationship with a married 4-star admiral could become a key government witness against him in a high-profile U.S. military trial around bribery and corruption. Hell hath no fury like a scorned woman. Well, hell hath no fury like that in a court on a bribery case. And at the start of this podcast, this month's sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is CITGO. Have you ever wondered how to show the ROI of your compliance program? Have you struggled with the budgeting process, getting the funds you want for your compliance program? Well, I've partnered with CITGO to put together a white paper on the ROI of compliance, which shows you not only how to demonstrate ROI, but also how to speak finance when you're sitting across from the CFO with your budget proposals. Check out the website and get the white paper. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.